Okay, here we have our nice new tap. It's basically just over a year old, which is out of warranty, and it doesn't work anymore. There's no, the switch doesn't switch on the pump, so there's no water coming out. So what I'm going to do today is take that off, release this and fix it. So basically they're quite easy to release, but we need to take the cutlery drawer out and empty the bottom. We'll get a little bit of light in there, and you can see up there, right here is all the wiring for it. So we just need to disconnect that, disconnect the hoses, and then unscrew the nut at the bottom of the tap, and the whole lot should come out. I've disconnected the hoses and the wiring. Now this, I'm just undoing the nut underneath here. It should all start to come apart. Just as well I didn't do this nut up extremely tight, or that would have been a nightmare. It says it's nearly off. That's the nut off. Boom. So basically I should be able to, if I remember correctly, this is really tight. There we go. So that's the tap off. We'll leave that rubber washer in a safe place along with the nut. I don't really need that, but I'm thinking the problem is these cables here. They are like just dangling out the bottom. If there's nothing in here to stop these getting pulled, then there's a good chance that it's actually came right out the MicroSwitch which is in there. So I'm hoping this is repairable, because the MicroSwitch, this tap was pretty close to £100 for the tap. These taps do not come cheap. The MicroSwitch itself is about £25, the wee switch in here, which comes with the cables attached. So I want to see if I can repair this and see if there's some way we could make this last longer, because for that amount of money there should be some sort of cable management where the cables can be pulled completely out of the MicroSwitch. And so let's open it up and we'll see what the problem is, see what's going on in there. So this is us, we've got the tap here, cables, that's where the water goes in. Now to get into this tap we need to unscrew this. Which then lets this come off, which is good. It's quite easy. And then we've got a screw there, don't know if you can see that, which will undo. And then we'll carefully take this off. Now there's a wee part in there I can see, there's a wee nut in there for this screw to go into, so you need to be careful you don't lose that. And it feels like this should just pop off. Which it does. Take that wee nut out, it goes in that wee, there's a wee slot there for the nut, and this is the MicroSwitch, and this should just pop out. There's a tiny wee clip for there's a wee clip that just holds that in there, so just pull that back a wee bit. Maybe use my screwdriver. It all looks like it's quite fragile, all this plastic. And you can see that there is absolutely nothing stopping you pulling the wires out of the MicroSwitch there, which is exactly what has happened here. So I'm just going to push that wee plastic bit back. It's quite footery. And pull out the MicroSwitch. There we are. This wire has pulled out of the switch, which is why it's not working, but it seems to be like a sealed unit. This bit's the switch and then there's like rubber on the bottom, almost like a silicone. So I'm going to have to peel back that rubber and expose the joint, see if I can rejoin that back up again to make a connection. So I'm just going to actually literally pull this away with my fingers. Now it's a bit mad, there's nothing, there's no resistance to this, or even like a wee knot in there to stop the wires getting pulled. I might put something on to stop this happening again, because if this is dangling underneath and your cutlery drawer hits it, you're just going to break those cables again. I'm going to have to strip a wee bit of this cable. So we need a wee bit of this cable exposed so that we can then join it onto something here. So we need to expose a bit here. I'm going to use my snips to open this up very gently. It's obviously like some sort of waterproofing, because this actually might get wet when you're using the tap. Bloody nuisance if you need to repair it. I think I might need to use a sharp knife on that just to try and scrape this rubber off. I want to try and keep as much as possible to keep it waterproof. I'm going to try and clean up that wee terminal. Needle file would do the job. On the cables we've got this wee bit of plastic sleeving. This wee bit of plastic, this additional piece of plastic sleeving can actually be pushed up and over this joint. So I was going to get some heat shrink, but I don't have any stuff small enough for this. So I'm just going to use what's on there, just so it covers up these joints. So you cover up any metal. And the other side's completely covered in a plastic. It looks really like there's a good connection there. Obviously with me footing about doesn't help. But we've got like a wee terminal there, which is tiny. Right here you can see this wee bit here. That is a wee metal bit there for me to actually solder onto. So I'm going to try and solder. If I put that wire onto that terminal, that should fix the problem. And then what I need to do is try and seal this up with a bit of rubber wee bit of silicone, I think. Once it's back in here, I'll probably just silicone it up. Once it's back in there where it sits, I'll then silicone it up, and that should then seal it all. Let's get this soldered on. So first thing to do is get the old trusty, this is a gas solder now, I've had it for years. Let's get everything you need in here. Give it a few minutes just to heat up. And then what we'll do is tin the wire and tin this. So to tin it, you just put a tiny wee bit of solder on, and it helps them join when you put them together. Tin your wires. I'm going to tin this as well. There we go. So basically you're just putting a tiny wee bit of solder onto that. So basically that's it tinned. You can see it's silvery, and on here as well there's a wee bit of solder on there as well, and that just allows you to put these two together with a wee bit of heat, and it should go on pretty smooth. Because the last thing you don't want to find out that the solder's not going to take to the copper when you're trying to put them both together, because you'll damage either the switch or the cable. So it's good to know that first. So you just clean your tip, always make sure that's clean, put a wee bit of solder on it, like that, and then we're ready to get this together. Yeah, you've got to watch I don't melt any of this, because the tap's actually really delicate. It's probably better than this. So this is where you need 3 hands, because you need to hold these two together, and you need to be able to solder them together. Even if you've got a helper, it might be good to grab some help. I'm going to take a wee bit of solder for this, run it on there, then right, now I've got them soldered badly. The solder just doesn't want to take does not want to go onto the cable or the terminal, so it's really a poor joint. But if it holds, I'm happy with that. It's an absolute nightmare to solder these two together. Having real problems with it. The solder just does not want to take. So I'm going to use a wee bit of this tape that they're soldered up. I'm going to use a bit of tape to seal them up now. Self-amalgamating tape basically just sticks to itself. But it's amazing stuff actually for sealing things like this. And once it's on for good. And it should give it a bit of a mechanical strength as well, so there'll be a bit of extra strength there for that join. I'll do the other one in a minute. First thing I want to do is test this. So this is a normally closed switch, so in the open, or what would normally be the open position, it's actually closed. Just put it on that and detect the circuit. Okay, so it should detect, so this should, and when I press that button it should go off. I think that's working perfectly. Okay, what I need to do now, put a wee bit more self-amalgamating tape around there, because I've sort of damaged both the terminals with this doing this work. But basically, all that's happened to this tap is that something's pulled it out of the switch and caused it to snap, caused it to pull one of the cables out. So from this, if I remember correctly, the cable should be sitting like that. This should be sitting. See if we can fit them in with all the self-amalgamating tape on it. Right, it seems to be going. Right, and that's held into position. Again, just double check. Okay, good. Now I've pulled the cables back in. I've got a little bit of loose in there. Not too much, don't want it sticking out the back here. But what this allows, as you can see, so when it's pressed in, it should be open circuit, and then when you open it like that, it switches it on. It'll switch a pump on, and that's hot up there, cold. It's very, very simple. Now all I need to do now is, yeah, I've got to get the wee nut in there for this to go into, because that sits in there. So that wee nut has to go back into position. That all seems to be working. And I can put this like that. So basically when you get power, you'll hear a noise. And that seems to be working. So if I've got it on, I'll put it on like that, boom. Yeah, all working. Now, I've got to put this wee nut in. Doesn't really matter which way round that goes. Just sits inside there. That's the only thing, so I just put this on like that. In order to waterproof this, I am going to stick a wee bit of silicone in this area here. I'm going to just put a wee bit of silicone, blob of silicone, in behind the switch. So before we do anything, I'm going to do that. Just prise that out a wee bit. What I want to do is I'm going to stick a wee bit of silicone inside there. Here's a tube I prepared earlier. It's just normal household silicone, and it's a sanitary silicone, so it's antifungal. So I'm just putting a bit in the bottom there. If you can see that, so not too much. It doesn't need much at all. So I've just squidged it in. What I'm going to do now is put this in on top. There we go. I'm just going to squish this into position. So remember, we've got that wee clip down there, so we squeeze that in. And you don't want too much because you don't want it coming up and interfering with the switch mechanism. So just a wee bit, and any excess that squidges out, I'll just put it around those wires. There's a wee bit coming at the back, that's fine. And just wipe up, just get it all that silicone off it. Okay, and any excess, you want it all really forced in around the switch and the wires there. So as well as keeping that dry, it will help hold it in position. Now, to put this back together again, we have to put that wee nut there in there, and then we've got to put that on without the nut falling out, which It's easier when you've got the tap off in situ. It's a real nuisance that. So there we go. The cables are fine, they're not interfering with the movement. Next one, we actually want to attach this on again. So that goes in there. That goes on there, like that. And then just tighten that up again. These don't have to be incredibly tight, just tight enough to hold it. Oh, there's that wee nut escaping. Just, there we go. Before we put the handle on, don't forget to put on the nice fancy finish, like so. And then bring the handle, and if your wee nut's in the right position, it should screw on easily. If it's not, it's going to take you a wee while. Because this is one of the, so just adjust it. Just adjust it so that you can feel it, and eventually it will grip on. I've got silicone everywhere. So you want to polish this up before the silicone dries. Get as much of that off as you can if there's any residue anywhere. So now I've done all that, put it all together. We now need to test it. So I'm going to just test it just now. So it should be off. I'm going to switch this on. So when I do this, we've got a working tap again. So that is how you fix the MicroSwitch in there. It's not easy to do. You pretty much need soldering iron, you need decent soldering tools. You also need some heat shrink, would be perfect. Obviously I've used self-amalgamating tape, which will do the same thing, and a bit of silicone, and you should be good to go. It's quite a lot, but for a new MicroSwitch it's like £25. It comes with these tails already in, and so all that work's done for you. All you need to do is take this bit off and replace it. But I thought it was a bit excessive. MicroSwitches are cheap to buy, you know. So I thought maybe if we can repair it, that'd be great. As I say, this tap is not a kicking the teeth off £100 to buy. All the taps for motorhomes are expensive. These, switch operated ones. So I'm going to fit this now. Okay, so we're going to just fit this again. Oh, before you do that, remember to put this rubber seal on first. So you've got to put that. Hold on, let's see if there's a wider. That's as wide as it goes. Right, you want to stick them through there. And then right up over. This gives you your wee seal between the tap and the worktop, to help keep your worktop in good condition. Then we go down. Now mine's is, for this tap, it's really it's really tight. Just out the way actually. I think that's a bit better, I can see a bit better. So I need to work out the best way these can go, because it's so tight, there's not a mount. It just goes in. Now the reason I've left it that tight is because it's less for water to go in. I quite like it being tight like that. I don't want water going in there. And so I'm going to put this underneath. Feed your cables through it. Don't forget to feed them through it. Okay, make sure it's on the right thread, and you know it is because it will fly on. And then, really, I've found no need to make this more than hand tight. This stays pretty loose, you can move it about without spinning the tap, and I don't feel the need to actually tighten it up any more than that, just for that reason, just so I can get it out if it needs to come out. Yeah, so that's the tap. I can hear the pump working, so the tap's working now. I don't have water in the system just now. I'll be filling that up in a few days, but that's us ready for our next trip away. If you like these videos, find them useful, find them interesting, just like and subscribe, because that really helps out the channel to grow. And if you want more information, you can check out the website at classicmotorhomeowner.com, and there's loads of blogs and stuff, way more than I've made videos about owning a motorhome and the things you need to do to maintain it and keep it going. And as well as all the maintenance stuff, I'm actually going to start putting some good stuff on the blog. It's like some fun stuff, because it's not all about maintenance, it's not all about things breaking down. You actually do have a lot of fun. It's really quite good once you get the hang of it. Check them out if you're interested.